Yet again, it's time to call out Spectrum News New York 1 or Channel 1. And to all my haters who think that I am going bananas or bonkers calling them Channel 1, and everybody thinks who I am kissing Pine Power Allies took as well. Trust me, I am not doing either of that. I am just a concerned New York City resident, primarily in the borough that I've lived all 26 years of my life in, worried about what's going on and just disturbed about everything else going on here. And obviously, you think that Channel 1 could care, a lot about what's going on here. Not really. Not really, no. And I just have to click this out for a second. I'm sorry. I was just researching something for my dad. But we are going to stay in the Bayside area, believe it or not, because there was a major crime that happened right by Osnum. No surprise. No surprise. Okay, so they have this. I do want to read that. We're going to get to that later on. But a firefighter actually did pass away. And unfortunately, we do have to lead off with it because it's the main priority. So in this video, I'm just going to title it today, Channel 1 does a halfway decent job. Not so much on other news. That's what we're going to call it today. So let's get into it. FDNY firefighter suffered a medical episode and died a day after he and other first responders battled a blaze at a home in Queens. So it says here that 33-year-old Jesse Gerard was on duty at Ladder Company 134 in Frog Rockaway just before 11 p.m. on Wednesday, February 16th, when he experienced the medical episode, according to the FDNY and New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Gerard's fellow firefighters heard a noise like a collapse and responded to find him unconscious. Acting FDNY Commissioner Laura Kavanaugh said in a news briefing Thursday morning. So, in case you're wondering, Daniel Nigro, the previous commissioner, retired yesterday. So I just want to catch you up on the important details on that. The 7-year FDNY veteran was taken to St. John's Episcopal Hospital where he was pronounced dead, the department said. They're going to do an autopsy to figure out what the cause of death was. So it says here that there was a major fire at a 3-story home at 25-43 Beach Channel Drive, leaving 4 civilians with minor injuries. At the news briefing, the mayor described Gerard as a young man that dreamed to be a firefighter all his life. And it's very sad to think that second day in a row, I'm waking up to very unfortunate news from 1010 Wins. To think that yesterday, there was a major tanker crash in Rockville Center, which I know the Rockville Center area very well. And there's a restaurant I frequent there, and I even went to last year. But yeah, the point is very unfortunate how things have been rough the past 24 hours. The mayor said the entire city mourns for the loss of the firefighter. Jesse's not coming home, and that's the reality this family is facing. So, obviously very, very unfortunate. So it says here that Gerard was working in the irons position, a job that involved forcing the door open to a building on fire when he responded to the blaze on Tuesday afternoon. So, very, very unfortunate that this happened. And, I mean, think about how things have been crazy this year. Alright, 2 cops are dead, 1 firefighter dead, and it's not even March yet. That's how bad 2022 has already gotten off. So I just want to see where this address is. So let's just right click and then do search Google. Yeah, so I know exactly where this is. Yep, not too far from the high school. I just want to see what the house looked like. Let's see. decent looking house, we'll say. Look at that. So this is what the house looked like in November. In fact, here's going back all the way to 2007. Believe it or not, there used to be a house next door to it. So that's what's going on in terms of that. But I want to get into something urgent that happened in Bayside that Channel 1 did ignore. And this is a very important story. And obviously, again, this hits, of course, close to home, as this is right by Osnum Hall Nursing Home. Police reported a driver was carjacked in Bayside. This is the service road of the Clearview Expressway by 204th Street. The suspects were following the driver from Northern Boulevard. Reported 3 suspects followed a Mercedes GLS until the entrance ramp. So, obviously, that's why I'm going to keep this on Bayside here. I just want to see on the Clearview what entrance ramp was this by. Because, again, the only entrance ramp by 204th Street is right around here. Yeah. This is the only on-ramp I can think of. Yeah, so it happened literally right here. Because, again, the only other on-ramp you have is... So, wait. 204th Street, right? Yeah, so this is the southbound side. Okay. Yeah. So this is where he literally got carjacked. Right around here. They figured, you know, it's technically secluded. Because who's really going to see a carjacking in this area? I mean, literally happened right around here. I know exactly where this on-ramp is. Been on it numerous times. For the Clearview. So, let's go over here and show you how close this was to the nursing home. Let's do a Google Paint. So this is the on-ramp. And that... Oh, let's do it again. I am so sorry. Let's do it again. There. That's Osnum. And this is where the incident occurred. So think of this as like a big lasso. And most of the residents of my nursing home watch TCM all the time. So this is the reference I'm making here. Imagine this being a big lasso. Look how close this is to the nursing home. You tell me how, again, how am I supposed to feel safe in this area? You tell me. Alright, I've been seeing a lot of crazy things. In fact, off camera last year, when I was waiting for the 76, this was, I think, back in September, or October, I think, somewhere around then. A guy was literally honking his horn, and he already had his car damaged, and it was an out-of-state plate from New Jersey. So, trust me, this area is... maybe this is the reason why McDonald's doesn't want to open the indoor dining room. Maybe because they're afraid that someone's going to steal and they don't have the security to keep an eye on everyone. That could be it. I don't know. I mean, that's just my theory. Alright, now let's get to this last one, and then we're gonna quickly read the in the paper segment. Okay, here we go. So this is a brief one. Here we go. Last February. Oh, okay. I don't even want to read this. This is from 2021. This isn't recent. Really, this is what Channel 1 has on their homepage? Like, let's refresh the page and see what happens. Let's see. Yep. Because you know they constantly update the page for nonsense. By the way, I've been noticing the past couple of days... Check the in the papers segment. Where's the in the papers? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I've been watching Channel 1 all week. Where is Pat Kiernan? Where is Pat Kiernan? He hasn't been on at all this week. All right, let's just quickly take a look at in the papers. And oh, I gotta sign in. Lovely.
Here's a look now inside your Thursday papers, and it was a stunning comeback at Madison Square Garden last night. I'm going to just show you the back page there.
Oh, who cares? Again, this is what Channel 1 is so focused on. And then look, they're talking about the city budget.
Boost public safety without increasing funding for the NYPD. In fact,
unbelievable. His Honor wants to cut school safety agents? Are you kidding me? Let's watch this part. Let's watch this part. Now that's major news.
The department will be done away with.
That Channel 1 actually covered it.
Will be put on patrol. One of the biggest cuts under this proposal is school safety agents. More than 500 positions would be eliminated, although no one is expected to be laid off because there are more than 1,000 vacant school safety positions.
Oh, lovely. So now our schools are going to get unsafe. Anybody remember what happened back in December when that kid was followed into the school bathroom by an adult? Anybody remember that? Like, Eric Adams wants to go backwards.
It is estimated that this will save the city 20. Green ultimately says this was the right message at the wrong moment. And this is what they're going to do.
And of course, they're going to talk about the Grocery Channel because that's the demographic they gave to.
Which struggled in their game among investors.
Unbelievable.
She turned to friends and family. The front page here of the Staten Island Advance this morning. I want to show you what they are leading with. It is about the history, under of land's history, wide gulf between what Russia
and then look, they're talking about Russia,
border, Poland.
I mean, we're fast forwarding this. We're just fast forwarding this.
Financial statements were not reliable. He released a statement referring to June garage door of San Francisco School Board ousted by parents yesterday.
How is that local news?
Pushing progressive policies like renaming dozens of schools that honored in Midtown. Landlord S.L. Green claims that the firm that owns the debt on this property has turned it into a zombie building, paying no taxes or bills, but still collecting rent from the building's office and retail tenants.
Oh,
they're now asking a judge to allow them to work.
How are they allowed to get away with that?
There's one thing that has been permanent. It has all.
So that's what Channel 1's pretty much gearing themselves to again, as usual. You know, that's same old Channel 1. So let's get into Eric Adams' nonsense. And I'm going to make this brief. So Eric Adams claims that he does not like troll rap because it basically promotes violence. Pretty much that's what he's trying to say. And let's see if we can play the video of it, because I don't want to read the article, because at least the New York Post is being accurate on some of their videos most cases. Okay, let's see if it'll load. Hopefully it will.
It was very interesting, because I don't know who said it, but they said, we heard you were going to ban drill rapping. I did not say that. You know, I was very clear on what I stated. And they came in with a lot of energy of, you know, here's the 62-year-old guy that don't understand young people and you want to destroy, and I let them talk. And then I told them what I said, that violent people who are using drill rapping to post who they killed.
Oh, goodness. I don't even want to... This guy is just spewing nonsense. And then look at this. He's like, oh, we could remove Donald Trump online. We could remove drill rap on Amazon Music or Spotify. Oh, and then look at this. He's like, oh, it was the first time I looked cool in my life. Oh, look at me. I'm Eric Adams. Ugh. I mean, look at this idiot. Look at him. Look at him. He's just there for showtime. I mean, trust me, if that was Curtis Lewa, you know he would be looking very, very angry. And that's what I want to see from my mayor. Not this freaking goofball. You know, when Rudy Giuliani saw problems, he got angry. He was able to keep an angry face. And then look at this. Oh, I'm upset the media is covering me the wrong way.
This was really unfortunate. And what I saw in the papers and in the news today. Really unfortunate. And if this is how this is going to be, then I'm just going to come in, do my announcements, and bounce. I'm not going to, why am I even answering these questions?
I mean, yeah, I'm in agreement on that. I mean, they should, these reporters, you know, that's another problem with these reporters. It's like, you're asking all these ridiculous, you know, questions that, you know, he's like, oh, why should I have to answer these questions? All right, so that's what everyone's been focused on the past couple of days. Instead, let's get into other news that Channel 1 should have been covered. A woman literally got frightened in her own home in Jackson Heights. Where was the media on that? Only Channel 2 seemed to care about it. In fact, I'll show you the Channel 2 video in a bit. Well, lots going on in Queens, all right? We have a bank robbery in Howard Beach. I just talked about what happened in Ozone Park, which we're going to get into. And then a robbery in Richmond Hill. And then somebody masturbated on the subway again. And I'm sorry if I get demonetized for using that word, but, you know, I can't not be quiet about the truth. I just can't. Here we go. And again, Channel 2 actually let off the newscast with this last night. Ozone Park woman assaulted during a break-in. 2 suspects sought in a robbery. Police from the 106 precinct in Ozone Park are looking for 2 men who allegedly broke into a home where the mother and her toddler slept earlier in February. So this happened at 11 a.m. on February 7th, gaining entry into a unit of a multifamily home on Liberty Avenue and 104th Street in Ozone Park. The 41-year-old woman and her 3-year-old son were sleeping in a bedroom when one of the men punched her in the face and demanded cash and jewelry. The man then forced the victim and her youngster into a bathroom and began searching the apartment for valuables. They removed almost $500 in cash, a Samsung cell phone, 3 rings at a value of $2,500, and a pair of earrings also almost valued at $500. The 2 men took off on foot in an unknown direction. The mother suffered pain and bruising to her face but refused medical attention while the child was uninjured. So we do have a video from the Crime Stoppers unit. The man then slugged the mother and can be seen wearing a ski mask and a backpack over the dark-colored level jacket. And then the other suspect was wearing all black clothing. So, I mean, this is what happens when you don't lock your doors. Bottom line. Yes, okay. So Channel 2 let off with it last night, and they spent 2 minutes. So let's see this video.
In her bed as she slept with her still recovering.
It was worse. He hit me. My whole face was blue and black.
This 41-year-old woman is too scared to share her name in case burglars try to find her. On February 7th, around 10 a.m., she says her husband was at work while she and her 3-year-old son were asleep when suddenly she was hit in the face by a stranger.
He said, give me the money and the jewel or else I kill you. Indian have a lot of gold and money. That's the word he said. The baby's screaming. And he said, if you don't shut the baby mouth, I'm going to kill him. I'm gonna twitch his neck.
Police released this surveillance video of the 2 suspects dressed all in black walking nearby on Liberty Avenue and 104th Street. The woman says one of the men searched for valuables downstairs while the other forced her and her son into the bathroom.
He said, go on your knees and...
And I will say this right now, I am glad they never gave this woman's address out, because the last thing you need is, you know, the robbers checking online. They're probably watching my videos, or they're probably, you know, going on the Queen's Courier's website or something, and they are looking to break in again. So, obviously, I'm glad that the media didn't give out her address, because you do have a right to privacy. So, I don't want to play the next minute because it's just, again, this woman's scared right now. She is so scared. And, it just shows again that Eric Adams is just laughing at everything right now. He's talking about, oh, I'm upset about the media covering me the wrong way. Oh, please, I want bail reform taken care of. Oh, I want to talk to rappers. Oh, I'm going to ride the bus to City Hall. Yeah, there's actually a video of him riding the bus to City Hall. Like, we'll look it up right now. I mean, this guy is such a joke. I mean, really? Really? Here's the video. Here's the video I was talking about.
Rode a bus, right? I've never seen a mayor on a bus.
We like to be out.
That's good.
Yeah, but Eric Adams, are you riding the subway every day like Curtis Lewa does? No, you aren't. I mean, what else is there to say about this man? All right, Eric Adams is a laughingstock. All right, he's been on the job now for almost 2 months, and he's just making a complete fool of himself each and every day. And I mean, I have to show you what kind of an idiot he is. All right, so let's read this. Here we go. Police search for somebody who masturbated on a subway. So what line was this? Oh, Valentine's Day. Here we go. This happened right by the Woodhaven Boulevard Queen Center molestation. Here we go. So this happened on Valentine's Day just after 11 a.m. A 32-year-old woman who was also riding the same train reported that the man exposed his genitals and allegedly began pleasuring himself in front of her. She said the man then fled when the train entered the subway station. Police from the 110th Precinct released a picture of the suspect who was wearing all black outfit and glasses during the time of the incident. So, very, very, very disturbing. I mean, look at this. This is what's being led on the streets right now. All because of no cash bail reform. Okay, so we got 2 more we're going to read from the Chronicle, and then we'll just quickly take a look and see if anything else is on AM New York's website. Okay, here we go. 37-year-old man is in critical condition following a vicious attack in Richmond Hill on Monday evening, February 14th. According to the Queen's Courier, an unidentified man was talking with the victim around 8 p.m. on Valentine's Day at the corner of Liberty Avenue and 132nd Street when the suspect violently shoved the man to the ground. Video released by Crime Stoppers shows the victim falling to the ground, smashing his head on the sidewalk, a blow that rendered him unconscious. The suspect then rifled through the unconscious man's pockets while removing property before fleeing the scene on foot to parts unknown. EMS responded to the scene and removed the victim to Jamaica Hospital, where he remains in critical condition. The property that was removed from the victim remains undetermined. Video surveillance shows the suspect was last seen wearing a dark coated jacket and light colored jeans. So, we do have a video. Let's take a look and see. Oh, that's disturbing. I mean, 2 cars, how are you supposed to see that? I mean, that's just disturbing. I'm sorry if I keep replaying it, but, it's a grainy image. Look at him, just pickpocketing him. And this is where I'm worried it's going to happen in Auburndale. I mean, I'm on the fight for survival right now. And all my Long Island friends who I talk to every day, they're like, oh, you're being paranoid. You don't know what's going on. You're blaming everything on no cash bail laws. Well, for my friends in Nassau, why is your county executive talking about bail reform 24/7? Explain that to me. This is why. This is why. And I feel that right now Bruce Blakeman is the only elected official in the downstate region that's taking this very, very seriously right now. He even went to Albany on his first week on the job. And you want to talk about how I'm being paranoid about no cash bail laws? This is another example of why we have to bring the bail back. Bank robbery in Howard Beach. And I know exactly where this is. This is on Cross Bay Boulevard. Here we go. The man entered a TD Bank at 162-02 Cross Bay Boulevard on Sunday, February 13th, just before noon. The crook allegedly approached the teller and demanded a note demanding money and a reusable bag. Then the bank teller put $1,000 in the man's bag and he fled in an unknown direction. Thankfully, no injuries reported. So, let's take a look to see where this is. And funny enough, as you just saw earlier in the video, I was researching TD Bank in Bayside because my dad actually needs to go to the bank today. So, hopefully nothing happens to him. But there you go. There you go. So, this is where it exactly happened. Right by Cross Bay Diner. Yeah, see, Cross Bay Diner is right there. And then the bank is not too far from there. In fact, if I can do an old street view, I'm only curious. Let's see, I'm just curious. Oh my, so this used to be a gas station? Man. I mean, I haven't been to Howard Beach in a while, but I'm familiar with the area, obviously, because this is right by Russo's. Oh, okay, so it says here, it's been a bank since 2013. Yeah, see that? This is when the bank first opened. So I know exactly where this is on Cross Bay Boulevard. Yep. Alright, so let's just quickly take a look at AM New York. And we're going to get into the other news from what I can find for today. Because I'm just so distraught with what's going on lately. Here we go. So I want to read this one. Oh, and then look at this. This is the same story Channel 1 had, so I don't even want to read it. So let's read what's going on in the Bronx. Here we go. Fordham Manor double homicide. Here we go. Police respond to a call on Saturday regarding a man shot at the corner of 198th Street and Webster Avenue just before 11 p.m. within the 52nd Precinct, and arrived to find two males in front of 397 East 198th Street. Police sources say last weekend that 28-year-old Wayne's... Oh, okay, so this is an update to it. One suspect has been arraigned for the homicide that happened in the Bronx over the weekend. Okay, good. Okay, so this is what the Bronx DA arrested Wayne Smith on. Second-degree manslaughter in the first degree, 2 counts of criminal possession, and 2 more in the fourth degree. So, .38 caliber was in his hand. So, obviously, another suspect is being sought out. So, this is who the police are looking for. And then let me just take a look at this one here. Sexual assault in the Bronx. You know Channel 12 doesn't care about the Bronx. It just shows right here. They'll care about the big fire in January, but no, we don't care about sexual assault in the Bronx. No, because we're Channel 1. We don't really care. Here we go. Last weekend in the Bronx. So here we go. First incident Friday, February 11th, when a man approached 20-year-old woman who was walking at the corner of Brook and Rochester Avenue to Mount Haven. Riding on the bike, the pervert allegedly grabbed her buttocks and then fled southbound on Brook Avenue. So, perp is a male with light complexion, 40 to 50 years old, medium build, salt and pepper, full beard, and last seen wearing a burgundy waist-length jacket, tan pants, pink sneakers, multicolored winter hat, and seen riding a bike. So, very, very disturbing. Oh, and then look at this. A mother was shopping with her 8-year-old at Fine Fair Supermarket at 1221 Fleetley Avenue in Soundview when suddenly a man creeped up to the child and grabbed her butt. The mother saw what happened and approached the man, but he fled the store on foot in an unknown direction. The child was not injured during the incident. The individual was described as a male, 20 to 30 years old, 5'5", 165 pounds, last seen wearing all dark clothing. So that's going on, obviously. So let's take a look at the Brooklyn paper and see if anything's going on in Crooklyn. That's what I call it, Crooklyn. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. One earbud. I mean, look at all the crime happening in Brooklyn. So I'm going to read these last two and then we're going to wrap this up. Because I think I've had enough lunacy. You know, I've been noticing from the Brooklyn paper lately all these crazy crimes that happen in Brooklyn. I'm thinking, the Queens Courier normally doesn't report anything crazy like this. Not this one, this one. One earbud. Why would you steal one earbud? Where in Brooklyn did this happen? I mean, look at this. I mean, ooh, okay. That's disturbing. Fort Greene. So a female cop was punched. Oh, that's unfortunate. I want to read this one. St. Edward Street. Police said the victim was walking home near Park Avenue at 8:43 p.m. This is in the Fort Greene Clinton Hill section of Brooklyn. Noticed that there were two men walking behind him. He then walked into the lobby of his apartment building and heard a knock behind him. He opened the door for two lots, not realizing their intentions. One of the men grabbed the victim while the other tried to take his phone out of his hand. But in the end, they only tried to grab his left Apple AirPod. You can't even walk outside with your headphones on. I mean, this is the world we live in right now. Oh, and speaking of which, somebody actually got away with stealing headphones and a smartphone at the Cab Avenue. Here we go, February 1st. Fort Greene Place, 8 p.m. The two men approached him and demanded he hand over his valuables, and one of the muggers flashed a small knife. They took his iPhone and Beats Pro earbuds and then made the man give up his phone's passcode. Once the phone was unlocked, they sent a text to an unknown number and then disappeared. So, very disturbing. I mean, look what's going on here in Brooklyn. I mean, there's so much I can't even read. Cash register was stolen from a store in the Bensonhurst Bath Beach section. 18th Avenue, $150 cash, February 1st. The crook threw a brick through the front door of a store between 67th and 68th Avenue before swiping the cash at 8 p.m. So, that's why it's called Crooklyn for a reason. So, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, and I'm just done. And look at that! They're talking about Donald Trump. I mean, it shows what Channel 1 really cares about. So that's it. Thank you for watching.